Have you ever been stuck on a problem? So stuck, you end up with times, tears, and tons of stress? For example, watching my dad sort out our family running expenses and income, I can see his struggle, his frustration, his hate building every time. He gets stuck on some weird piece of the expenditure that does not make any sense and spends hours trying to figure it out. In the end, he just generally given up and ends up calling an accountant to help sort out our family bills because it is not worth the pain of being stuck. Unfortunately, my dad and I have something in common here. I really stuck with struggling. When I was in 6th grade, one day my math teacher gave me 15 geometry questions as our homework. It was not much, but I need to read a math paper, learn the knowledge, and then do the questions based on the content and formula I learned. I was shocked because I've always been listening to the teacher's lecture and never been exposed to this way of learning before. It was a huge challenge for me. When I doing my math homework, because I was so afraid that I couldn't solve the problem, I first read the math teacher given by my teacher very carefully, and then circle the question and the knowledge that I didn't understand very well, and read the article twice again before I started doing the math question. However, when I started doing it, a piece of bad news came for me. I got stuck on the first question. I couldn't find enough information to calculate the size of triangle. But I didn't give up easily. I on the page scribbling 20 minutes. And then I still couldn't do it. I just become very nervous, anxious, and my heart beat faster because I have already wasted a lot of time. Sitting in my nervousness, my mind just naturally became less clear, and it's more difficult to me to think of solution to the problem. Well, there's no point in wasting time. Just give it up. After 20 minutes, I finally figured out the best strategy. I quit. Although I've already basically given up all the questions entirely, I don't want to do it anymore. I can't solve it. I still tried to do the second one. Then, it just something weird happened. Something strange happened. It was easy. I solved the problem just like that. I did it almost intently. And then the following questions were also easy too. To the 8th question, when I got stumped again. But this time, I didn't panic. I just quickly make sure that I couldn't find the solution of the problem, and I skipped to the next one and start looking at the next one. I used this method to quickly finish all the questions and sort of 3 of them I couldn't solve. After all of this work done, when I finally back to my first question again, I was not that nervous because I've already finished other simpler questions, and so there's no pressure on me. And I have more experience in doing this type of question. So it was no longer that difficult for me to think of a solution to this problem. When I doing it, it still took me 10 minutes, but I did it clearly and easily. The remaining questions were also took me some time, but I had more experience and adjust my mindset. So I was able to solve them all. Do what's easy. So what's hard gets easier. If you have already finished and practiced the easy part, then you will be more experienced and less stressed. Therefore, it'll be not that difficult for me about the more challenging part of your work. When I started doing my math homework, the first question making me feeling hopeless. It was really hard to start. But when I skipped to the simpler one and the easier one, I built my confidence, my competence, and lower my stress. So when I back to the first question again, it became awfully easy. So don't just sit there and struggling with the problem you couldn't solve. Just do what's easy first, and the hard stuff gets easier. Thank you.